Okay, so I just recorded this whole thing and then realized that I didn't hit record. So I'll just try to be brief. So in a comment, well, not a comment, but in a video I posted a few weeks ago, um, I surprisingly got some comments, and they were mostly negative comments. And there were like three, I think three main points that were brought up. The first one is that we are not a Christian, that we shouldn't be. And the third comment also kind of said that we are not a Christian nation. So I'll just address that. We are a Christian nation. We were founded by Christians. Literally, all but one of the founders were Christians. They believed in God and they were devoted to Him. They were devoutly Christians. So just saying that we're not a Christian nation is already a it's not true because the history shows otherwise. And also, 9 out of the 13 colonies initially, in their constitutions, required that if you want to be a governor of the colony, or like a mayor or something, that you should, that you should state faith, God, that you should state your faith, and uh, that the Lord God is that the Lord is your God, that God is your Lord. Man, I can't speak. But I'm gonna keep it in because it's funny. So yeah, it's like we are clearly a Christian nation, and there was also this thing about the Constitution calls for a church, for the separation of church and state. That is nowhere in the Constitution. I've been reading the Constitution, and there is nothing in the Constitution that says about certain separation of church and state. That was actually a letter that was not in the Bill of Rights, that was not in the Declaration of Independence, that was nowhere in the Constitution or the founding documents. That was a letter from Thomas Jefferson to someone else, I forgot who it was, where he actually called for separation of church and state by saying that if you read the context, it was actually him saying that the state should not be stick their nose in the church, and that your whole, and I think the point was that you should bring a Christian ideology into the into politics and all that stuff, and say that we should be a Christian nation. No, we are a Christian nation, and we were founded as a Christian nation. Do we know what the most quoted book in the debate on the Constitution was? It was Deuteronomy, a book in the Bible about laws. So to say that we are not a Christian nation is not really true. Um, and then also, there's this idea of like, oh, we should separate, like, what do you propose? Do we propose that we exile all these Jews and Muslims and other non-believers? No, I'm not saying that. But also, people who are going into here with a different religion, they should understand that fundamentally America is a Christian nation founded on Christian ideas, and that if you are not going to respect that, then you should not be allowed into the nation. And also, the whole thing about, like, why do we even come to the idea that illegal immigration should be considered to be like a thing? Like, no, it shouldn't be a thing. People should be immigrating here legally. And that is because if we don't have legal immigration, then that means that people that do not respect our ideals will corrupt our culture. And I'm not saying that, again, you can't believe what you want to believe, but at the same time, you should understand that you are in a Christian nation. You are in a nation that was founded by Christians, and you should just respect those ideas, and you should adopt those ideas. That's what assimilation really is. And yes, we are diverse, and that is a unique thing about America. But also, that can be both a strength and a weakness. It can be a strength in the sense that we have diverse opinions, we have diverse views, we come from different backgrounds. My me myself. Um, I myself have parents that came from the Soviet Union. They escaped from the Soviet Union. They have very strong ideas against communism. And the fact that you say that was also a different part of the comment, that who did it work out for, your ancestors? What about the Native Americans, black enslaved people? First of all, why are you saying black enslaved people? Just call them what they were, which is slaves. They're no longer slaves. They're free American citizens. But why would you use such terminology? Like, it's not going to change the connotation. The connotation is just going to transfer from the word slave to the word enslaved person. Like, it's, why are we doing this? Why are we doing all this political correct stuff? Anyways, so yeah, that is interesting stuff. I'm very entertained by these comments, and I hope I answered some of them.